When Yoda confronted Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith, the Jedi Grand Master viewed his loss to Palpatine as a profound failure and recognized that the Jedi Order had become complacent and unaware, while the Sith had grown far too powerful. Even though Yoda spent the rest of his life on Dagobah in exile, he eventually confronted the Emperor for the last time. After his death in Return of the Jedi, Yoda's Force Ghost actually confronted Palpatine right before Luke and Vader's duel on the second Death Star. This story is told in the canon book, Star Wars: Stories of Jedi and Sith. Let's get right into it. Far, far away, on a mossy planet thick with brackish waters and tangled swamp trees, a Jedi Master is dying, but Yoda does not think about his old rival Palpatine at all. Instead, he lets himself spread out through his feelings and into the living force. He knows this planet inside and out. It almost seems to breathe with him. All around him, life thrives. The force pulses through him, light and clear. Yoda sighs. The force sighs too. This place has been a refuge for him. That is what Yoda thinks about in his last moments. The living force, the way it diffuses throughout the galaxy, wondrous, even in the colder places, like that dark side cave. It is a part of the force too. Everything turns in cycles. That is the way of life. And this boy in front of him, Luke Skywalker, so eager, so rash, so bright, just like those who have come before him. When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not. At the young man's expression, Yoda giggles. He has missed children, though this one is too old for what he is learning, still just as reckless as a child. Soon I will rest. Yes, forever sleep. Master Yoda, you can't die, Luke said. Despite the growing concern in Luke's tone, it is amusing to see the tall young man crouched in Yoda's hut. Yoda sighs. Strong am I with the Force, but not that strong. Yoda then told Luke that he required no more training. Yoda cannot help thinking now of the last Skywalker. Anakin is there in Luke's eyes. Yoda forces himself not to look away from it. He feels himself drifting into the cold ache of his old bones. His eyelids are heavy. Luke says, hesitating, Master Yoda, is Darth Vader my father? It is a fair question, but Yoda does not want to answer. Yoda, I must know. There is a gaping need in Luke. Yoda feels it. A longing for connection, for family. And behind it, that fear. His breath creaks in his lungs, and he closes his eyes before he admits the truth. Your father he is. Told you, did he? Yoda asks. It is interesting, dangerous. If Darth Vader himself wishes a connection with his son, it can only lead to greater power of the dark side. But this is not for Yoda to puzzle out. He has no time left. Unexpected this is, and unfortunate. A surge of upset comes from Luke. Unfortunate that I know the truth? No, Yoda grunts as he turns back around. Unfortunate that you faced to rush him. That incomplete was your training. He must say this. It hurts, but he leans up to get closer to Luke. Not ready for this burden were you. I'm sorry, Luke says. Yoda warned Luke about the powers of the dark side, and to not underestimate the powers of the Emperor, or he would suffer his father's fate and be condemned to the dark side. Luke Skywalker says nothing, but through the Force, Yoda feels the young Jedi's awe and his fear, and a resurgence of that need to connect to his father, family. Yoda would tell him there was more family, not only Vader. Luke must not rely only on Vader. The Force is everywhere, all around him. It feels so warm, and Yoda is so tired. But he must. He says, there is another Skywalker. With that final word, Yoda stops. The Force inside him and around him is vivid, loud. The entire planet breathes with him, once more, then not at all. Yoda is not tired anymore. He is the Force, with it. Always has been, always will be. His corporeal body vanishes. The Force is wondrous. Master Yoda is no longer a piece of it. He is it, but he remembers himself as he was taught. He remembers who he is, who he has been. Yoda remembers who he will be. Though he does not breathe, he remembers how to laugh. But something out there in the galaxy also remembers him and is calling his name right now. The Emperor feels it, maybe because he was thinking about the old Jedi again. Palpatine's thoughts and feelings were already turned in the old Jedi's direction. Grandmaster Yoda is dead, as if he had always been able to feel the ancient green Jedi, and suddenly his presence is gone. No, it's the opposite. It is as if Yoda has not existed at all to the Emperor, and suddenly he is all around, everywhere in the Force. The Emperor hisses and pulls on his anger, always ready to stoke those flames for the dark side. He is filled with it, the glorious power, lightning under his skin. The Emperor laughs. He laughs and laughs. Yoda is dead. "Oh Yoda," he says to himself, teeth bared in a hideous smile. Palpatine's laugh echoes throughout the throne room. Even the Imperial Guard, stationed to either side of the docking bay doors, shift in discomfort at the eerie triumph of the Emperor's laugh. Then, Palpatine feels a thrill in the Force. Yoda stands before him, hazy and surrounded by a glow as if lit from within. It is impossible, and yet, Yoda, there he is, hunched and ancient, in his old Jedi robes, with that gnarled walking stick. The Emperor does not know if this is real, but he bites out a final laugh. "You are dead." The ghost inclines his head. "But come to watch my final glory? I hoped you would see it." The Emperor spins slowly on his throne to face the observation window. He then raises a hand to sweep across the expanse of stars. "Not long from now, I will crush the Rebel Alliance, once and for all, and take the newest Skywalker, as I took his father all those years ago." The Emperor cackles again. Behind him, the strange vision of Yoda speaks in that same rough little voice. "When? You cannot." This makes the Emperor nearly shriek with laughter. "But Master Yoda, I already have." He turns back on his throne, eager to see Yoda's frown, but the specter is gone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please like and subscribe. And remember, the Force will be with you, always.